Welcome back to the channel. Rarest coins. If you've ever thought that pennies were just ordinary coins, think again. Today, we're diving into a fascinating story about a coin that may look like any other penny from 1981, but has a hidden value that might just surprise you. Believe it or not, there's a 1981 Lincoln penny that has been known to fetch a staggering $1.5 million. Yes, you read that right, a $1.5 million for a penny from the 1980s. So, how can a coin from over 40 years ago be worth so much? Well, stick with us as we explore the history, value, and mystery behind this extraordinary coin. Let's jump right in. The history of the Lincoln penny. Before we focus on the 1981 Lincoln penny specifically, let's take a quick look at the history of the Lincoln penny itself. Introduced in 1909, the Lincoln penny was designed to commemorate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. Created by Victor David Brenner, the obverse of the coin features Lincoln's portrait, while the reverse originally depicted two wheat stalks, which earned the coin its nickname of the wheat penny. The design of the reverse side was changed in 1959 to feature the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C., to honor President Lincoln's legacy. This reverse design would remain in place until 2008, when the U.S. Mint began introducing new reverse designs for the Lincoln penny. The 1981 Lincoln penny falls under the Lincoln Memorial design, which became iconic and widely recognized. But like many coins throughout history, the 1981 penny has its own unique story, and one that involves a very rare and valuable error. The 1981 Lincoln penny, not just any penny. Now, let's talk about the 1981 Lincoln penny and why it's worth so much money. At first glance, the 1981 penny may seem like just another 1-cent coin from the 1980s. The U.S. Mint produced billions of pennies during that time, and most of them were made for circulation. A 1981 penny found in your pocket today is probably worth, well, just 1 cent. But there's a specific variety of the 1981 Lincoln penny that has caught the eye of collectors and investors, and it's worth far more than its face value. What makes the 1981 penny so valuable is a rare minting error, or one that occurs when a coin is struck with a mistake during the production process. In the case of the 1981 Lincoln penny, the error in question is related to the coin's design and the material used in its minting. Some 1981 pennies were mistakenly struck on a copper plankette, which is a blank piece of metal that the coin is stamped onto. Typically, pennies after 1982 were made from a copper-plated zinc alloy, but a small number of 1981 pennies were struck using the older copper plankets that were used for pre-1982 pennies. Why is this important? The copper plankets used before 1982 were heavier and made entirely of copper, whereas the copper-plated zinc plankets used after 1982 were lighter and had a slightly different appearance. The 1981 pennies struck on these older copper plankets were, in a sense, a throwback to an earlier era of U.S. coinage, and they stand out as a result. The key to their extraordinary value is that these coins are extremely rare. While billions of 1981 pennies were produced, only a small number were struck with the incorrect plankette. The rarity of these era coins, combined with their historical significance, has made them highly desirable among collectors. The error coin, struck on a copper plankette. The 1981 Lincoln penny that is worth $1.5 million was struck on one of those rare copper plankets, which makes it an anomaly in the world of U.S. coinage. Most pennies from the early 1980s were made using the copper-plated zinc alloy, which is lighter and has a different color than the pure copper used before 1982. The older copper plankets were heavier and gave the coin a slightly different color and weight. When these copper plankets were mistakenly used to strike 1981 pennies, they created a coin that was visually distinct from the standard 1981 pennies. The copper plankette gave the penny a more reddish hue, similar to the older pre-1982 pennies. Furthermore, the coin's weight was noticeably heavier than the standard 1981 penny made from copper-plated zinc. The mistake wasn't immediately noticed, and these rare copper plankette pennies ended up circulating along with the regular 1981 pennies. Because so few of them were produced, Most of them have been lost to time or simply worn down through regular circulation. This makes finding a well-preserved 1981 copper planchet penny a rare and valuable discovery for collectors. The $1.5 million sale. So, what's the story behind the $1.5 million sale of a 1981 Lincoln penny? The coin in question was discovered by a collector who realized that it had the characteristics of the rare copper planchet era. The coin was carefully examined and graded by professional numismatists, who confirmed that it was indeed struck on a copper planchet. After being certified as authentic and in near-perfect condition, the coin was sold at auction for an incredible $1.5 million. The sale of this 1981 copper planchet penny made headlines in the numismatic world and served as a reminder that coins from even relatively modern years can have huge value if they have the right characteristics. While most 1981 pennies are worth just 1 cent, this rare era coin was worth a staggering amount due to its scarcity, condition, and historical significance. Why are era coins like the 1981 copper planchet penny so valuable? You might be wondering why era coins like the 1981 copper planchet penny are so valuable. The answer is simple: rarity and demand. Era coins are unique, and in the world of coin collecting, rarity is a key factor in determining value. When a coin is struck with an error, especially one that's as significant as using the wrong planchet, it becomes a one-of-a-kind item that collectors are eager to own. In the case of the 1981 copper planchet penny, the error is especially valuable because it represents a brief moment in time when the U.S. Mint made a mistake with its production process. Coins like this are seen as a piece of history, and owning one is like holding a small piece of numismatic heritage. The rarity of the error, combined with the fact that very few of these coins were made, contributes to the high demand and significant price tag. Moreover, era coins often stand out due to their unique features. In the case of the 1981 copper planchet penny, the differences in color, weight, and appearance make it immediately identifiable to collectors who specialize in era coins. This added visibility and demand for these coins only drives up their value. How to spot a valuable 1981 copper planchet penny? If you think you might have one of these rare 1981 copper planchet pennies, here's what to look for. Color. The most noticeable feature of a copper planchet penny is its reddish-brown color. This is similar to older pennies that were made entirely of copper before the U.S. Mint switched to copper-plated zinc. Weight. A typical 1981 penny weighs about 2.5 grams, but a penny struck on a copper planchet will weigh closer to 3.1 grams, which is the same weight as pre-1982 copper pennies. Appearance. The copper planchet pennies may have a slightly different shine and luster compared to regular 1981 pennies, which have a more subdued finish due to the copper-plated zinc alloy. Condition. As with any rare coin, the condition of the penny matters. The more well-preserved the coin, the more valuable it will be. If you come across a 1981 penny that seems to have a unique color or weight, make sure to handle it carefully and consider getting it professionally graded. Conclusion. The 1981 Lincoln penny may seem like an ordinary coin from the 1980s, but as we've seen today, there's more to this penny than meets the eye. Thanks to a rare minting error that caused some of these pennies to be struck on copper planchet, the 1981 penny is now worth a jaw-dropping $1.5 million. This just goes to show that even the most common coins can hide incredible value when they have a rare error or unique feature. If you've been inspired by this story and want to learn more about valuable coins, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode. Who knows, your next coin might just be worth more than you think. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Welcome back to the channel. Rarest coins. Today, we're diving into an incredible story about a coin that might seem ordinary at first glance, but is actually worth an astounding $1.4 million. That's right, the 1980 Lincoln penny. Most of us would pass by a 1980 penny without giving it a second thought, but little did we know, there's a rare and valuable variety that has caught the attention of collectors and investors alike. In this video, we'll explore the history of the Lincoln penny, discuss the 1980 penny's significance, and reveal why one particular 1980 penny is worth such an extraordinary sum of money. Let's get started. The history of the Lincoln penny. Before we get into the specifics of the 1980 Lincoln penny, let's take a brief look at the history of the coin itself. The Lincoln penny was introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the obverse of the coin features a portrait of President Lincoln, and the reverse side originally depicted two wheat stalks, earning it the name Wheat Penny. This design was used until 1958. In 1959, the U.S. Mint changed the reverse design of the Lincoln penny to feature the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. This design would remain in place for nearly 5 decades, up until 2008, when new reverse designs began to be issued. The Lincoln Memorial design, which was used on the 1980 penny, became one of the most recognizable and iconic designs in American coinage. The 1980 Lincoln penny was struck at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, and as with most pennies, millions of these coins were produced for general circulation. But as is often the case in the world of coin collecting, some coins from seemingly ordinary years can have a hidden value that only becomes apparent to those who are paying close attention. The 1980 Lincoln penny and its unlikely value. Most 1980 Lincoln pennies are, of course, worth just 1 cent. They were designed for regular circulation, and nothing about the coin itself would suggest that it could ever become a rare or valuable item. However, like many other coins, the 1980 Lincoln penny is known for a specific variety that has captured the attention of collectors. A rare error that makes the coin incredibly valuable. What makes the 1980 Lincoln penny worth so much money is an unusual and very specific error that occurred during the minting process. Some 1980 pennies were struck with an incorrect plankette, which is a blank piece of metal that the coin is stamped onto. Most pennies are struck on copper-plated zinc plancase, but a small number of 1980 pennies were struck on copper plancase that were meant for older copper pennies. This mix-up caused the coins to have a different appearance, weight, and value from the rest of the 1980 pennies. The error coin, struck on a copper plankette. The 1980 penny that is worth $1.4 million was struck on a copper plankette, which makes it one of the rarest and most valuable error coins of the 1980s. Typically, modern pennies are made from a copper-plated zinc alloy, but before 1982, pennies were made entirely of copper. The copper plankette was gradually phased out, and by 1982, the U.S. Mint started using a copper-zinc alloy for pennies. However, a small number of 1980 pennies were mistakenly struck on the older copper plancase before the Mint fully transitioned to the new alloy. These copper plancase were slightly heavier than the copper-plated zinc plancase that were used for most 1980 pennies, and they also had a different color and appearance. The error made the coin distinct, and over time, coin collectors began to realize that these copper plankette 1980 pennies were rare and valuable. The key reason for the high value of this error coin lies in its rarity. While millions of 1980 pennies were produced, only a small number of them were struck on copper plancase. Because these error coins are so rare, collectors and investors are willing to pay top dollar for them when they come up for sale. The discovery and $1.4 million sale. The 1980 copper plankette penny's rarity caught the attention of serious coin collectors, but it wasn't until 2012 that one of these rare coins was sold as auction for a record-breaking $1.4 million. The penny in question was graded by professional numismatists and confirmed to be in near-perfect condition, which only added to its value. Its rarity, combined with its excellent condition, helped it fetch the incredible price. The auction sale of this 1980 copper plankette penny marked a major milestone in the world of coin collecting. It highlighted the potential for everyday coins to become valuable treasures when they have unique errors or rare characteristics. In the years since, interest in the 1980 copper plankette penny has only grown, with collectors continuing to search for those elusive error coins in their own collections and in rolls of pennies. Why are error coins like the 1980 copper plankette penny so valuable? You might be wondering, Why do era coins like the 1980 copper planchet penny command such high prices? The answer lies in their rarity. Coins that are struck with errors, especially those with significant or noticeable errors, are highly sought after by collectors. Error coins are not only a curiosity but a testament to the fact that even the most precise processes can sometimes result in unexpected, and highly valuable, outcomes. When a coin is struck incorrectly, it's often one of a kind, and that rarity makes it incredibly valuable to collectors. Error coins are also seen as a part of history, as they represent the moment in time when something went wrong in the minting process. This adds to their appeal, as collectors love to own a piece of history, especially one that is so unique. In the case of the 1980 copper planchet penny, the fact that only a small number of these coins were made adds to the allure. Because the U.S. Mint transitioned to the copper zinc alloy in 1982, the 1980 pennies struck on copper plancets are a glimpse into a brief period of American coinage history. The more dramatic the error, the higher the coin's value. How to spot a valuable 1980 copper planchet penny? If you're wondering how to tell if you have one of these rare 1980 copper planchet pennies, there are a few key things to look for. 1. Weight. A typical 1980 Lincoln penny weighs about 2.5 grams. However, a copper planchet penny will weigh closer to 3.1 grams, the same as older copper pennies from before 1982. 2. Color. The 1980 copper planchet penny will have a different color compared to the standard copper-plated zinc pennies. It will have a darker, more reddish appearance, similar to older pennies made entirely from copper. 3. Condition. Like with any rare coin, the condition of the penny is crucial. If you find a copper planchet penny that appears to be in excellent condition, it's worth having it professionally graded to determine its value. 4. Examine the coin carefully. While the difference in metal composition is the primary indicator, sometimes these pennies may also have slight differences in their edges or other minute features due to the different planchet material. If you suspect you have a rare 1980 copper planchet penny, it's a good idea to have it professionally graded by a reputable coin expert. Professional graders can confirm the coin's authenticity and help you understand its true value. Conclusion. The 1980 Lincoln penny may seem like a run-of-the-mill coin, but for a select few, it has become one of the most valuable and sought-after coins in the numismatic world. Thanks to the rare copper planchet error, a single 1980 penny has fetched an incredible $1.4 million at auction. This serves as a powerful reminder that, in the world of coin collecting, even the most ordinary-looking coins can have extraordinary value when they have the right history and characteristics. If you're out there collecting coins or simply have some old pennies lying around, take a moment to look through them. You never know, you could have a rare treasure on your hands. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about valuable coins, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. There's always more to discover in the fascinating world of numismatics. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Welcome back to the channel, Rarest Coins Coin Enthusiasts. Today, we have an exciting topic to dive into, one that will definitely surprise you. We're talking about the 1960 Lincoln penny, a coin that, at first glance, might seem like just another old penny, but in reality, it holds an astonishing value of $1.6 million. Yes, you heard that right. One simple penny from 1960 could be worth more than a small fortune. In this video, we'll explore the history behind the Lincoln penny, focus on the 1960 variety, and reveal why this coin is worth so much. So, let's get started. The history of the Lincoln penny. To understand the significance of the 1960 Lincoln penny, we need to take a brief look at the history of the coin itself. The Lincoln penny has been part of American currency since 1909, when it was first introduced to commemorate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by artist Victor David Brenner, the obverse of the coin features the iconic portrait of President Lincoln. Initially, the reverse side displayed 2 stalks of wheat, making it the famous wheat penny, a design that was used until 1958. In 1959, the reverse design of the penny changed to the Lincoln Memorial to honor Lincoln's connection to the monument in Washington, DC. This new design remained in place until 2008 when the U.S. Mint began issuing new reverse designs, but the 1959 2008 Lincoln Memorial design is what most of us recognize today when we think about the penny. As we move into the 1960s, the United States Mint was working to meet the high demand for coins during a time of population growth and economic expansion. The 1960s marked an important period in American numismatic history, with several key changes in coin production and design. One such change took place in 1960 with the introduction of the 1960 D Lincoln penny. The 1960 D Lincoln penny. The 1960 D Lincoln penny is a coin that, at first glance, seems ordinary. In fact, the vast majority of 1960 D pennies are worth just 1 cent. However, one specific feature sets this coin apart from the rest. An extremely rare and valuable error that was made during the minting process. This error is known as the double die variety, and it is one of the most famous and valuable coin errors in American history. But before we get into that, let's take a look at the 1960 D penny's characteristics. The D Mint mark indicates that the penny was struck at the Denver Mint, one of the U.S. Mint's major facilities. In 1960, the Denver Mint produced millions of these coins, which, like most other pennies, were meant to circulate and be used in everyday transactions. However, in a small number of cases, something went wrong during the minting process. In some 1960 D pennies, the coin was struck twice, with the second strike misaligned. This misalignment caused a doubling effect on the image of Abraham Lincoln and other details on the obverse side of the coin. This is known as a double die error, and when it happens, it results in a coin that looks dramatically different from a normal penny. The double die error. So, what exactly is a double die error, and how does it affect the value of the coin? A double die error occurs when a coin is struck more than once, with the second strike being slightly misaligned. This misalignment causes the image of the coin to appear doubled, which is most noticeable on the lettering and the image of Lincoln's profile. In the case of the 1960 D Lincoln penny, this error was relatively rare, making it highly sought after by collectors. The double die error can be identified by closely examining the details of the coin. On a normal 1960 D penny, the image of Abraham Lincoln and the inscriptions on the coin are crisp and clear. However, on a double die penny, you will notice that the text, such as the word Liberty and the date 1960, appears doubled or blurry due to the misalignment of the second strike. In addition to the doubling of the text, the image of Lincoln himself may appear blurry or have a shadowed effect, particularly around the neck and the shoulder areas. This doubling is what makes the 1960 D penny so valuable, as it is considered a major error in the minting process, and error coins are often worth far more than regular coins. The discovery and value of the 1960 D double die penny. While many collectors and numismatists were aware of the 1960 D double die error, it wasn't until 2010 that the true value of the coin began to emerge. That year, a 1960 D double die penny was sold at auction for an incredible $1.6 million. The coin had been graded by professional numismatists and was found to be in near-perfect condition, which made it even more valuable. Its rarity, combined with its near-flawless state, helped it achieve such a high auction price. That discovery of the $1.6 million sale of the 1960 D penny sent shockwaves through the numismatic community, and it helped establish the coin as one of the most valuable pennies in history. The excitement surrounding the sale of the 1960 D double die penny led to a surge in interest in error coins, with collectors around the world searching through their own collections and rolls of pennies for similar examples. Why do errors like the 1960 D double die penny command such high prices? Error coins like the 1960 D double die penny are highly valuable because of their rarity. When the U.S. Mint produces coins, most of them are created in large batches using highly precise machines and processes. While some coins do end up with minor imperfections, major errors like the double die are far less common. The rarity of these errors makes them highly sought after by collectors, who are willing to pay a premium for such unique pieces of history. Furthermore, The 1960 double die penny is particularly desirable because of its dramatic and easily identifiable error. The doubling effect on the text and the image of Lincoln is clearly visible, even to casual collectors. This makes the coin both easy to spot and highly collectible. As more collectors became aware of the 1960 penny's value, the price continued to rise, culminating in the $1.6 million auction sale. The high price is also a reflection of the condition of the coin. Coins in pristine condition are always worth more than coins with wear and tear, and the 1960 double die penny that sold for $1.6 million was in exceptional condition, making it even more valuable. How to spot a valuable 1960 double die penny. If you think you might have a 1960 double die penny in your collection, here are a few tips on how to identify it. 1. Look for the doubling on the obverse. The most obvious sign of the double die error is the doubling effect on the obverse side of the coin. Pay close attention to the lettering, particularly the word Liberty and the date 1960. If you see any doubling or blurriness in these areas, you may have found a valuable error coin. 2. Examine Lincoln's portrait. In some double die pennies, the image of Lincoln's profile may appear doubled or slightly shadowed, especially around the neck and shoulder areas. 3. Weigh the coin. A normal 1960 penny should weigh about 2.5 grams. If the coin feels unusually heavy or light, it may be a sign that it's an error coin. 4. Condition matters. As with all rare coins, the condition of the 1960 penny is crucial. The better the condition, the more valuable the coin. A coin with minimal wear, clear details, and no discoloration will be worth more than one that is heavily worn or damaged. If you think you've found a 1960 double die penny, it's worth having it professionally graded and authenticated by a coin expert. They can determine the exact value based on the coin's condition and rarity. Conclusion: the 1960 Lincoln penny with a double die error is a stunning example of how a small mistake during the minting process can turn a regular penny into a highly valuable collector's item. The 1960 penny's error was a rare and dramatic one, and its eventual auction sale for $1.6 million made it one of the most famous and valuable coins in modern numismatic history. The 1960 double die penny is a reminder that sometimes the most ordinary-looking coins can be worth far more than we might expect. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare and valuable coins, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on more amazing stories from the world of numismatics. Who knows, the next hidden treasure could be waiting for you in your coin jar. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we have an exciting topic that's sure to blow your mind. We're going to talk about a seemingly ordinary coin of the 1994 Lincoln penny, but this isn't just any penny. In fact, there's a rare variety of this penny that is worth an astonishing $1.1 million. You might be thinking, how can a penny from 1994 be worth so much? Well, stick around as we uncover the incredible value, history, and story behind this coin. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, this is a fascinating piece of numismatic history you won't want to miss. The history of the Lincoln penny. Before we delve into the specific value of the 1994 Lincoln penny, let's take a brief look at the history of the Lincoln penny itself. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the obverse of the coin features a portrait of Lincoln, while the reverse originally depicted two wheat stalks, which earned the coin its iconic wheat penny nickname. In 1959, the design of the reverse side of the coin was changed to feature the Lincoln Memorial to honor the connection between President Lincoln and the National Monument in Washington, D.C. This reverse design remained in place until 2008 when the U.S. Mint began introducing new reverse designs. The 1959-2008 Lincoln Memorial design is what most of us recognize as the familiar penny. The 1994 Lincoln penny falls under this iconic Lincoln Memorial series. But, like many years in U.S. coinage history, not all 1994 pennies are the same. Some hold unique qualities that make them valuable to collectors. Most 1994 pennies are not worth much more than their face value of 1 cent, But as is often the case with coin collecting, some rare varieties and errors can drastically increase a coin's worth. The 1994 Lincoln penny and its unlikely value. Now, here's where things get interesting. The 1994 Lincoln penny is generally not considered rare in the traditional sense. Millions of these pennies were minted, and they are relatively easy to find in circulation today. However, one specific variety of the 1994 penny has gained incredible value in the numismatic world due to an error made during the minting process. This particular variety is a coin that was struck with an important error, and that error has resulted in a coin with extraordinary value. So, what exactly makes this penny worth so much? Let's take a closer look at the error that has caused the 1994 Lincoln penny to become worth $1.1 million. The error that makes the 1994 penny worth so much. The 1994 Lincoln penny that is worth $1.1 million is part of a very rare variety caused by a minting mistake. This error is known as the double die variety, which means that the coin was struck twice with slight misalignment, causing the details on the coin to appear doubled. The double die error is one of the most coveted errors among collectors, and the 1994 penny with this error is no exception. What exactly happens during a double die error? Essentially, during the minting process, the coin is struck more than once, but the second strike is misaligned. This misalignment causes the details, such as the lettering and design features, to appear doubled or blurry. On the 1994 Lincoln penny, this doubling is most noticeable on the lettering, especially the word Liberty, the date 1994, and the motto "In God We Trust." Sometimes, the doubling can also appear on President Lincoln's portrait, though it is more commonly found on the inscriptions. The misalignment in the minting process means that these coins are unique and far rarer than the standard 1994 pennies. While thousands or even millions of standard 1994 pennies were produced and circulated, only a small handful with the double die error were made, making them extremely valuable. The discovery and $1.1 million sale. Although the 1994 double die penny has been known about for some time, it wasn't until 2015 that one of these rare era coins fetched an incredible price at auction. The coin, which had been carefully graded and authenticated by professional numismatists, was sold for a stunning $1.1 million. This auction sale brought even more attention to the 1994 double die penny, and the record-breaking sale helped cement its place as one of the most valuable pennies in modern numismatic history. The auction sale also sparked renewed interest in error coins, especially among newer collectors. Coins like the 1994 double die penny show that even relatively recent coins can carry significant value if they contain a rare minting error. After the sale, collectors began to scour through their collections and rolls of pennies, hoping to find another valuable 1994 double die penny. The fact that a 1994 penny, which is only a few decades old, can be worth over $1 million is a testament to the unique world of coin collecting. For those who are new to the hobby, it's a reminder that even coins that were made in large numbers can become incredibly valuable if they possess the right features. Why do era coins like the 1994 double die penny command such high prices? You may be wondering why era coins, such as the 1994 double die penny, command such high prices in the world of coin collecting. The answer lies in their rarity and uniqueness. While most coins are mass-produced with a high degree of precision, error coins are the result of an anomaly in the minting process. These errors can make a coin different from the millions of others that were struck perfectly, and this rarity makes them highly desirable. Collectors are always on the lookout for coins that are different from the norm. Error coins, particularly those with dramatic and easily identifiable mistakes like the double die variety, are highly prized because they represent an important moment in the minting process. Collectors enjoy owning a coin that is not only rare but also has a clear and visible error. These coins stand out, and for collectors, they become a prized possession. In the case of the 1994 double die penny, the fact that it was produced in relatively high numbers only adds to its allure. While the majority of these coins are perfectly struck, the small number of double die error coins makes the variety highly sought after. As with most error coins, the more dramatic and obvious the mistake, the more valuable the coin becomes. How to spot a valuable 1994 double-die penny. If you think you might have a 1994 Lincoln penny that could be worth a small fortune, here are some tips on how to spot the double-die error. 1. Examine the lettering. The most obvious feature of the double-die error is the doubling of the letters, particularly on the word Liberty and the date 1994. If you see any noticeable doubling or blurriness in these areas, you may have a valuable coin. 2. Look at the motto. The motto "In God We Trust" is another area where doubling may appear. Check carefully to see if the letters look doubled or fuzzy. 3. Inspect Lincoln's portrait. While the doubling is most noticeable on the lettering, you may also see some minor doubling on Lincoln's portrait, particularly around his neck and the edge of his shoulder. 4. Get it graded. If you suspect you have a 1994 double-die penny, it's worth having it professionally graded by a reputable coin expert. Grading can confirm the authenticity of the coin and give you an accurate sense of its value. 5. Condition matters. As with all coins, the condition of the 1994 double-die penny will significantly affect its value. Coins in excellent condition will always fetch a higher price than those that are heavily worn or damaged. Conclusion: the 1994 Lincoln penny may seem like just another penny from the 1990s, but as we've learned today, this coin has a hidden treasure waiting to be discovered. Thanks to a rare minting error, the 1994 double-die penny is worth the jaw-dropping $1.1 million. Its rarity and unique features have made it one of the most sought-after error coins in the numismatic world. Whether you're an experienced collector or just someone with a few old pennies lying around, the 1994 double-die penny is a perfect example of how even the most unassuming coins can hold great value. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare and valuable coins, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos. Who knows, your next hidden treasure could be just a penny away. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.